back for our hot sauce today. We're joined by News 4's Luke Moretti, and you're actually working on a special investigation, and you had gotten actually a tip from a viewer.
Yeah, this kind of started with an email that came into the station. Actually, it was a couple of months ago. And by the way, that's how a lot of stories get started, you know, email or phone call or thing like that. And the viewer wanted to know, why do we still have toll collectors in booths collecting money along the New York State Thruway, which seems like, you know, a legitimate question. Why is that happening? Because you do have some other states and some other countries that are engaged in or are in the planning stages of going all electronic tolls that would essentially eliminate the physical person in the booth collecting the money. So we decided to take a look at that.
And what was the most challenging thing about putting together this story for you?
Actually, the most challenging thing for us was getting the Thruway Authority, the State Thruway Authority, to talk to us. We had contacted them back in April, and we wanted to do an on-camera interview face-to-face to ask them some questions about, you know, how many toll collectors you have, what are the salaries and so forth, and why aren't you all electronic, or are you planning to go all electronic at some point? And we were going back and forth for a couple of months or so. Just last week, they got back to me and said that they were not interested in doing an on-camera interview, which, you know, was kind of disappointing. But instead, they had sent us a release saying, you know, outlining, you know, several points along the way about why they still have toll collectors in the booths and whether or not they're even looking at going all electronic at some point. So it would have been nice to have a person from the Thruway Authority to sit down to do, you know, a face-to-face on-camera interview. But that didn't happen.
So it sounds like you spent a lot of time on this. What do you think people are going to find most interesting?
Well, I think the interesting part for us is we had to travel to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, because the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission down there, and they have a stretch of superhighway that runs, I think, you know, 485 miles or something like that, kind of similar to the New York State Thruway Authority. They are taking that step. They are moving in the direction to go all electronic, to replace their toll collectors. They have about 2,000 employees that work for the Turnpike Commission. Half of those people are either toll collectors or they're affiliated with the collection of money. So if they get to the point, it could take years to get there, but if they get to the point where they go all electronic, all of those jobs go away. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because, you know, in one breath you're saying, we want to have cost efficiency, we want to implement some of these changes and go all electronic, but on the other side of the coin, you have all of these positions that go away, so it's kind of a tough thing.
Well, very interesting, and your story's actually going to air tonight at 5 o'clock.
Yes, tonight at 5.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
And now let's go ahead and send it over to Emily Lenahan with your .com check. Emily?